In response to the question of what implications are there for teachers and administrators giving research regarding adolescents' inability to accurately read emotions on adult faces and their performance on Blakemore's perspective taking tasks, I would start with adolescents' inability to accurately read emotions. After watching the Inside the Teenage Brain, it showed much insight to neuroscience of adolescence, from risk-reward behavior to developing decision-making to rapid changes in mood. In this episode, research discussed adolescents' inability to accurately read emotions on adult faces. Looking at an MRI, adults' faces show surprise, but most adolescents discussed it as anger. This development affects perspective of adolescents on adults. In the video, adolescents describe how they are not understood and unheard, and an inaccurate reading of emotions can affect their perception. I believe as educators we have to take this into account and support our adolescents in regulating emotions. I believe a good field to discuss emotional regularity is through SEL, social emotional learning, and using these skills in our curriculum. I believe this is a foundation that should be used in a culturally relevant curriculum, and this is my area of study and how it impacts engagement. To the second question about how they performed on Blakemore's perspective taking tasks, cognitive neuroscientist Blakemore discusses how the prefrontal contexts are much more different than adults. In adolescence, this decision maker is still growing and developing. In a study done by Blakemore, it shows how adolescents did on a performance task with a director giving them a situation on how to move items on a shelf from different perceptives. When there was no one present giving the directions, adolescents made the same percentage of errors as adults. However, when doing the task from a director's perspective, the adolescents made more mistakes. In my research study, again, I want to look at how culturally relevant curriculum impacts scholar engagement. With this type of curriculum, there are usually questions that seek perspectives of others. I believe this is important to strengthen at this critical age because it is an area that is still developing in adolescence. I believe using these foundations within the curriculum answers the opportunity for education and social development that Blakemore points out. Implementing formation questions that seeks perspectives can be used by both teachers in the classroom and by administrations on a school-based level.